Good morning. As promised, I'm going to continue this for another 10 minutes and see where it leads us. I left you at that we're getting ready to move into here. So my daughter and her boyfriend and my little grandbaby, Amaya, she's the most precious thing, came up and we moved. They helped me move the beds and all the heavy stuff, you know. And we moved my mom over here. She's actually the first one who moved over. She walked with help from over there to here. And I said to her, I said, why don't I, take you to the emergency room or something? And she's like, no, let's wait until all this is done. And I says, we don't have to wait till this is done. They can keep going. We can, no. I'm okay. I'm not that bad, All right. So they were here from the 5th to the 10th, and they left. I noticed about a day before they were leaving, she really wasn't feeling good. She didn't even want to be bothered with the baby, And I told her, I said, well, when they leave tomorrow, we're going to do something. Something's got to be done here because this can't go on. Her leg was still just a little bit swollen. Her hip was hurting her, which we all have sciatic. So, and she's laying down. I don't know. I am not a nurse by any means, so I know nothing. So, they leave. I immediately got on the phone. I think they left on a Monday. I immediately got on the phone, was looking for help. See if I could get any, have an agency come in. No, wait, that was the other time. No, when this first happened, I said, I'm just going to call the ambulance. That's right. This is the first time. I said, let's just call the ambulance because you don't have a doctor here. At least this will get you in the door. Your insurance should cover it because you're going through the emergency department, which it is a law in Florida for the insurance. But I guess like everything in Florida, you got to fight for it, even though it's written in black and white. But anyway, so they come and get her, and they walk her down the stairs, and she gets into the ambulance, and they take her, and I go. They admitted her because her magnesium was low. See, I know she wasn't. I don't think at that time I started realizing she's not been taking her medicine like she should. The Lasix, she's been taking the Lasix because her leg's swollen, and it's something that you keep saying, take, and it's a little tiny pill. She had no problem. There's so much more going on behind the scenes there. But anyway, they admitted her. They did a bunch of blood work on her, and the reason why actually the ambulance came and got her the first time because she was a little shortness of breath. She started getting shortness of breath, and she started, I guess, getting fluid in her lungs just because she does have congestive heart failure. So they took her, and then so they're in there and they're trying to treat her with that. Well, they're doing tests of her kidney functions and all of that, and things aren't looking right on the kidney function. So they did CAT scan, x-rays, all ultrasounds, whatever it was they did, and they to make a long story short, they found that her kidneys were swollen. She had her bladder taken out a year or two ago because of the cancer, but she still had it back, and it was still, urine was coming out, but what it was just wasn't coming out enough, and the more time was going on, it was getting more clogged up. So they had to go in, and they had to send her to another hospital. They send her to the other hospital. She gets the tubes in her kidneys, one in each kidney, to help drain it. Getting her blood work all up and everything again. And the reason they found out, they wanted to know what was causing this to happen. Is it the kidney function failing? What could it be? Well, it was actually blocked from scar tissue from her bladder surgery. From her bladder surgery, where they cut over how they attached whatever, that tube that they attached from the kidney to her stoma area. The scar tissue was building up. And what they do is they put a stent in it to help it to open it up like they do with the heart. I think it's a fairly new thing, but I'm not sure. So that was the plan. The plan was she got the tubes in, and then it was to get scheduled for the stent. Well, I figured insurance was, but instead of coming to me and saying we need to get the insurance approved and all that, I was worried about my mom. I wasn't worried about insurance, and nobody was saying a word. As far as I knew, we had insurance. I don't know if that's, but it didn't matter anyway, because the more tests that they know she had open heart surgery and she's got heart issues, and her heart would never, they have to lay on you have to lay on your stomach to have this thing done, and the stents put in, and she couldn't tolerate it. And the anesthesia doctor was like, I don't feel comfortable putting her on anesthesia. They tried to get her going again, but they don't know that let me just make sure. Yeah. They don't know anything about her history, so where's that telling her, heart doctor. My sister knows more because she kind of works in the hospital. My sister has heart issues, so she knows more. I called her and told her. She said she's only got a fracture of 15. They can't do a stress test on her, because my sister has done stress tests in the hospital before for people. Her heart fracture's too low. And so it got to the point where you could take the chance, but then she could come out of it and be in worse shape because she didn't, it's crazy. So the options was to just get the tubes replaced, for her to come home until the tubes clogged up again, and then get hospice. Well, after her 20 days of Medicare was up, they just more or less pushed us out of the hospital at 5 o'clock at night, needing pills I couldn't get until Tuesday because it was Labor Day weekend. The whole thing was a cluster. I get her home on Sunday. They said go, the prescriptions are at Walgreens, pick them up. She's got to take this one tonight. Sent me a whole list. Sent me home with a bag of bandages for her to make sure that they stayed clean, and off we went. Well, first of all, Walgreens was closed till Tuesday because it was Labor Day weekend. So we get home, she gets out of the car with her walker, this chair that I'm sitting in, I kind of walked with her behind her, and got her in the house. She wanted to go to the bathroom. Couldn't make a long story short, her bottom part of her body was so swollen with fluid and stuff. Now, she was doing walking in the hospital, but it being 5 o'clock at night and therapy all day, she was done and tired, and her legs just wouldn't stand up so she ended up going down on her knees very gently, and she crawled to the air mattress, because I had a bed ordered for her, but it hadn't been here yet. I had the mattress, but not the bed frame. So the mattress still in the box. So she crawled to the air mattress. I can't get her up because she's just too heavy. I end up putting her like on a blanket, taking the air mattress out of the mattress out of the box, get it all set up, make the bed, do everything, pull her on a blanket it took about an hour, and finally got her into the bed, pulled her up, got her into the bed, comfy as pie, and my landlady just brought in. I probably have to stop for a minute, but because she's working next door. So, and there she sat for like 4 days. The next day, I tried to get people to come and help me. I was willing to pay. Nobody. There's shortage on home health, but nobody even gave me a suggestion of anything. So after about 4 days of that, I said, all right, I think the primary doctor called, and I told him, no, the nurse called and wanted to see how she was doing, and I told her what was going on, so she made me an appointment for a telecom, because the doctor has to actually see her before he can put her on home health or whatever. So, but he wasn't going to be able to do it for like 2 or 3 days, and she said, but if I get a cancellation, we'll fit you in. Well, she did. And the next day, we had an appointment on the tele thing at 2:30. So, we talked to him. He sees what's going on. He's like, yes, absolutely. I said, he goes, well, what are your plans? I said, as soon as I get off the phone with you, doctor, I am going to call the ambulance. He said, that's exactly what I would do too. So we called the ambulance, and I'm over 10 minutes. I'm going to leave it at this point. I called the ambulance, and the ambulance came and got her, and we'll leave it at there until the next segment. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Everybody have a blessed day.